Let me tell you a story that taught me to thank God for failure. I'm Rory Verrett, executive coach, entrepreneur, and founder of Protege Search. For over 20 years, I've advised CEOs, investors, and purpose-driven leaders on how to build meaningful careers rooted in clarity, conviction, and purpose. But what I teach doesn't just come from success. Some of it comes from the parts of my story I once tried to hide, my failures. Years ago, I stood outside the Riggs Library at Georgetown University in the freezing cold, holding back the hardest tears of my life. I had just lost the Rhodes Scholarship, the academic prize that would have sent me to study politics, philosophy, and economics at the University of Oxford. I had made it to the Final Four in the D.C., Maryland region. After two brutal interviews, they called the winners, a student from Yale and a student from Harvard. Then something unexpected happened. R.W. Apple, the legendary Washington bureau chief of the New York Times, looked at me and said, "We'd also like to speak with Rory Verrett." He told me the committee had spent 2 hours debating who the finalists would be and that I had gotten the short end of the stick. He encouraged me to apply again. But I didn't want to win it for myself alone. I wanted to win it for Howard University. I wanted to be the first Rhodes Scholar in HBCU history. But it didn't happen. I walked to my car, I turned on Marvin Gaye's Mercy, Mercy Me, and I cried so hard I couldn't speak. I called Howard's president, Dr. Franklin Jennifer, from a payphone. Through tears, I told him, "I failed, sir. I failed you. I failed Howard. I failed everyone." He paused and then said something I didn't understand at the time. He said, "Rory, you didn't fail. Your time and Howard's time will come." It took me years to understand what he meant. Such a simple message. You see, life has seasons, and not just emotionally, but professionally. There are seasons of harvest, and there are seasons of planting. Harvest seasons are beautiful. Your work hits, your name travels, opportunities find you. But no harvest lasts forever. And if you're not prepared for it, you can mistake the end of a harvest for the end of your value. It's not. That silence you feel, that's not decline. That silence is preparation. It is your planting season. Planting seasons are quiet, private, humbling. They lack applause. They require faith. That Rhodes defeat was my planting season. Failing as a lawyer, another planting season. Losing my first political race, planting season. Struggling as a first-time entrepreneur, planting again. Failure, all of these failures, didn't ruin my life. It rebuilt it. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the rehearsal for purpose. So when life strips away your title, your certainty, and your applause, when the architecture of your old life collapses, you discover something unshakable. You are still here. And in that quiet, if you listen, you will hear your calling. Mine wasn't to chase titles. It was to build people, to guide leaders out of survival mode and into sovereignty. That's why I created the Sovereign Path, not as a product, but as a philosophy, a way of building a career rooted not in ego, but in truth. And here's what I know now. 1, you cannot carry the weight of a whole community on your back. You cannot save your institution or your company or your city by sacrificing yourself. Master yourself and serve from strength. Also, rooms of prestige and influence do not define you. Timing belongs to purpose, not to gatekeepers. You will arrive when you're meant to, and nothing can stop it. And then, listen, you won't always win, even when you deserve to. Sometimes your role in one season of life is not to harvest, but to plant seeds that others will harvest later. That's not failure, that's legacy. So if you're in a planting season right now, don't panic. Don't doubt your worth. This is not a setback. It's a season of becoming. Deep roots take time, but when your harvest returns, you'll be unstoppable. If this message spoke to you, please subscribe and stay close. I create content for people who want to build lives of meaning, courage, and power. And if you're at a crossroads in your career, if you feel a shift coming and you're ready to step into clarity and purpose, I invite you to consider The Sovereign Path, my private one-on-one coaching experience for leaders ready to rise to their next chapter. The link is below in the description. I'm Rory Verrett, and I thank God for failure because it didn't end my story. It revealed it. I'll see you next time.